At exactly 0317 hours on March 5th, 2026, the silence over the northern mouth of the Strait of Hormuz was broken not by an explosion, but by something far more sinister. The collective high-pitched shriek of 340 Shahed 238 jet-powered suicide drones lifting simultaneously from 17 dispersed launch sites along Iran's southern coastline, each one carrying a 50-kilogram shaped charge warhead, each one programmed with a specific terminal guidance package, and every single one of them vectored on a single target, the USS Gerald R. Ford Carrier Strike Group, operating 140 nautical miles south-southeast of Bandar Abbas. This was not a provocation. This was not a warning shot. This was Iran's closing of the gate, the military doctrine that the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Navy had spent 8 years rehearsing in secret, buried under the Zagros Mountains in tunnels that American satellites had never fully mapped. The order had come not from a general, not from a minister, but from the last coherent command issued before Tehran's air defense net went permanently dark. A dead man's switch triggered automatically when the IRGC's command and control bunker at Imam Ali Base registered a catastrophic pressure signature consistent with a GBU 57A/B massive ordnance penetrator detonation. The bunker was gone. The commanders were gone. But the machine kept moving. Simultaneously, 340 drones became 340 problems. At 03:18:43, the SPY-6V-1 air and missile defense radar aboard the USS Gerald R. Ford detected the first anomalous return. A dense, low-altitude, highly fragmented track cluster emerging from the Iranian coastline at 180 knots. The track count on the Combat Information Center's main display climbed from 12 to 47 to 119 to 248. In the span of 11 seconds. The AN/SWY-2 combat system screamed a track saturation warning across every terminal in the CIC simultaneously. At this density, at this range, the math was brutally simple. The Ford's standard Aegis engagement envelope could reliably handle 60 to 80 simultaneous threats before intercept queue overflow began to degrade kill probability below acceptable thresholds. They were looking at 340. Captain Daniel Arquette didn't reach for the intercom. He was already talking. All stations, this is actual. Strike Alpha. I say again, strike Alpha. All air defense platforms to free fire doctrine. Weapons free, all escorts confirm. In the doctrine of the Ford Strike Group, Strike Alpha was the pre-planned response to exactly this scenario, a threat volume exceeding the engagement capacity of a single vessel, requiring immediate integrated fires distribution across the entire battle group. Within 90 seconds of the initial track alarm, the USS Leyte Gulf, USS Sterett, USS Wayne E. Meyer, and USS Farragut had all confirmed Aegis engagement authority and were already computing intercept solutions from their distributed positions. But Iran had planned for this too. At 03:19:55, as the Ford's defensive net was fully committed to the inbound swarm, the strait itself detonated. 47 Noor anti-ship missiles, Iran's domestically produced variant of the Chinese C-802 with an active radar seeker and a sea-skimming terminal phase at just 4 meters above the wave tops, erupted from 23 hardened coastal battery positions between Keshem Island and the mainland. These were not the primary kill chain. These were the ANVIL. The drone swarm was the hammer. The Noor missiles flew at 0.9 Mach, hugging the sea surface below the radar horizon of every ship in the formation. The geometry was calculated to arrive at the outer edge of the strike group's CIWS engagement envelope at precisely the moment the Aegis fire control channels were most saturated by the drone swarm overhead. 12 years of Iranian operational research. 8 years